Hey, 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 confident business women. If you're watching this, that's because maybe you are into inspiration or you're looking for business tips online. My name is Maria Henderson, your online business strategist, and I run and operate a women's empowerment company, Confident Business Women's Academy, where I teach women how to do and make money doing what they love online. So today I wanted to talk about goals for 2021. It is November 20th now, 2020, and it's Friday. So we're pretty much gearing up for Thanksgiving. And I thought it was really fitting to start talking about goals for 2021. So I'm going to go live for the rest of the year, pretty much every day, talking about goals for 2021. So, number one, when it comes to goals, you want to be sure that you have a really clear goal of what you're reaching and what you're trying to strive for for 2021. What is that? So one of the things about, when people say, I want to have a Porsche truck, or I want to have a mansion, or I want to be able to get a beach house somewhere, or travel to Thailand, or whatever have you. That doesn't necessarily align with the year, right? Like, let's say it takes you a couple years to get a mansion, or maybe 2 or 3 years to save up for a month-long trip to Thailand. That means it doesn't fall in the 12-month calendar year of the goal you're setting for. So you have to be sure that you're clear on the goal that you are trying to achieve and setting out to achieve for the 12-month calendar year. In this case, 2021. What are the things that you are going to achieve in the next 12 months in the year of 2021? So, I think we all know where business is going. It's all gone online and everything has been virtual now. So what are you looking to do virtually if it's going to be a business endeavor, or maybe you're growing your business, or maybe you are looking for people to run and operate your business with, or collaborate with? What are you going to do next year so you can start planting seeds in your audience's mind of what you're going to create and offer? So number one, what I recommend in goals for 2021 and getting you closer to those goals and achieving those goals is imagine, well, number one, what is the one thing you want to achieve next year? So for example, if you wanted to start a business, that's the one thing you want to work on, is really start a business. Imagine your business. So imagine the kind of business it is, right? And I want you guys to feel how it feels like to have, run, and operate your business, the business that you really want. How does it feel like to you? Does it feel fun and exciting? Do you feel like you're surrounded by people you really enjoy working with? Do you have clients that are just dreamy and they're literally just like you and gets your humor and they look up to you and you guys have rapport? What kind of money are you making in your business? Okay, so imagine this, because anytime you imagine anything, guys, you're creating it in the future. So the sense of imagination is so powerful in creation, in creating your reality. And, I learned the concept of co-creating your environment from this book called Manifest Your Destiny by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he calls it co-creating your environment because you're literally taking your power of imagination and using it to wield your life and wield your future. So in this case, number one, imagine what that goal looks like, how it feels like to have it. So in this case, if you wanted to run and start and operate a business, how does it feel like to have that business thriving? And what kind of person are you? Who have you become to have been able to run and operate that business successfully? That's number one. And I want you to feel it with all your senses, because when you feel it with all your senses, your brain believes it's true. So the thing about the brain is that it doesn't necessarily know what's true and what's not. If you are presenting to it an idea or a memory in your mind, that your brain will take it as fact, right? So if you're imagining this thriving business, for example, if you wanted to start a business, when you're imagining your this amazing thriving dream business, you're really creating the memory in your mind. And this memory comes really from your imagination. So when you do this, it's really powerful because the subconscious mind is constantly taking in every image you are producing in your conscious day, right? Throughout your day, you are thinking about the things that you have to do. You might maybe even be recalling moments in your past that you don't even realize you're recalling because it's just clockwork, like it just happens so fast. And those are the times when you're creating your future. So I always like to tell my clients, if you're going to be, co-creating your future, you have to use your imagination because you need to adopt new memories, new things to imagine, like new visualizations of your life, right? So you're really creating new visualizations of your life so that you can think about it, feel it with all your heart and soul, and that way it imprints a subconscious seed in your mind where if opportunities arise, you can jump on it, right? If you didn't have these seeds planted in it, your subconscious mind wouldn't jump on it because it doesn't know that that's something that it's supposed to jump on. And that's how the subconscious mind works. It's like a pre-programming, right? So whatever you think about, you're programming your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind actually does a lot of the work throughout the day. It tells you how to respond to people. It tells you how to respond to opportunities. It tells you how to handle mishaps or challenges or feelings of doubt or worry. It really does a lot of work that we don't realize because we just don't know the power of the subconscious mind. But if you realize how powerful it is, you can really start using your imagination to manipulate in a good way and in your favor the subconscious mind to work for you and towards your business. So use your imagination. Number 2, I recommend to do some research. So let's say your goal is to start a business. I would recommend doing your research on whatever business niche it is. Look at who are the big players in your niche. You also want to take a look at their services and brand to see how can you do it differently? How can you do it better? How can you make yourself unique and stand out so that you're not literally doing the same thing everyone else is doing? Now, if it's not a business, if your goal is, let's say your goal is to lose weight next year, or maybe adopt a more healthy lifestyle, look at the different ways people are doing that now. If people are doing virtual yoga every other day, look into that. See if there's any free virtual yoga communities you can be a part of. Do some research on how to achieve it and where your resources are. So there's a ton of free resources everywhere. I mean, this video right now is a free resource for anybody who's trying to make 2021 like the best year of their lives. So you can look at other people's YouTube channels. You can also look on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, Pinterest. There's so many different platforms you can really grow from and learn from for free. So take a look at those. Third, and the most important, is journal. So you want to journal about the goals of 2021. So if you have multiple goals for the 12-month calendar year, write them down and write them down in detail. So the number one thing was to imagine your business, right? Let's say you wanted to start a business, imagine your business. And when you journal, you're going to use those imagination, the visualization of what you did, what you were doing in your imagination, what kind of business you were running or are going to run. I want you to write and journal about that. So there is a powerful thing that happens to the subconscious mind when you write things down. It takes like the form of the idea to now be on paper. And when you're commanding your hand to write out your goals, that's a second form of command you are putting towards your goal. Like you're pretty much saying, okay, I thought about the goal. Now I'm going to write about it. And that really makes it a more powerful goal. And I think there's like a quote that is, the difference between a dream and a goal is a due date, right? Writing it down on a due date. So if your due date is end of 2021, you're going to accomplish this one thing. Write it down, put a due date next to it, be vivid and have it throw in your imagination. So how does it feel to run a business? How does it feel to work with clients you love and are like you? How does it feel to receive money for rendering a service that you've created all on your own? How does it feel to use your creative powers and actually share them with people honestly and wholeheartedly? Okay, so, I centered a lot of these goals around business because my channel's around women who are in business and, want to find inspiration in running and operating their own business. But if your goal has multiple things, like your goal in 2021 is to be a more present mom, look into how that looks like. What is a present mom? What does that feel like to you if you were your child? Let's say another goal is to ramp up your romantic relationship with your marriage. What does that look like? How does that feel like? What are the resources to use so you can start, putting in the systems, I call it systems, but ways of being in your marriage or as a mom or as a business owner. Journal about that. So, out of all of the things, I want you to really go out and find a journal, buy a journal, get a journal specifically for goals 2021. Write about it. I would literally list everything out that I want to accomplish in 2021. I would list it all out. And then I would also put in like different sections of each. So let's say I wanted to work on business 2021. I wanted to work on my relationships 2021. I wanted to work on health, eating better, cultivating a more well-rounded relationship with my children, having more communication with my husband, all of that. I would have different sections in my journal, and I would really literally write out what that would look like in 2021 and what are my steps in achieving that. So for goals for 2021, I'd like to know what your goals are. Share with me below. And I am going live again tomorrow to talk more about goals for 2021. I hope you guys found this valuable and have an amazing Friday.